Hey sis, have you ever had a moment to where like you expected to feel something, but then you don't? No strong emotion, no reaction, just nothing. You don't feel nothing. And then what happens is that you're sitting there and you're thinking like, why don't I feel anything? Why do I not feel anything? If that's you, let's talk about it. My name's Melinda. I'm a registered nurse, life coach, and mentor. And on our channel, we focus on faith, healing, and emotional wellness. If any part of this message touches you, please like and subscribe if this is your vibe. We'd love to have you in our YouTube family, okay? So, the thing is, though, is this actually might surprise you, but numbness is not the absence of an emotion. It's not the absence of it. But let's talk about why it happens. You guys know I love breaking stuff down as a nurse to try to tell you why. So let's talk about why. Because what happens is sometimes, so like when your system has experienced a lot emotionally, instead of reacting strongly, it does the opposite. It slows everything down. Okay. So what happens is that like your nervous system is designed to protect you. So when things feel overwhelming, heavy, too much to process, it can reduce the emotional intensity because it's too much, and so your system slows it down to reduce it. Okay, almost like turning down the volume on the radio. Okay, so let me give you an analogy. It's kind of like, you know how you have bright lights or like in your kitchen or just lights in the bathroom or whatever, and you have that dimmer switch that you could turn it up and down. It's kind of like that. Instead of going in the middle, you the if you go all the way up, it's the brightest level on the light. If you go all the way down, it's off. Okay, but the middle is that happy medium. Well, what this happens, your system is going up or down. Okay, so instead of just filling everything at full volume, it just kind of lowers the intensity of it. And so let's now talk about like why numbness can actually feel confusing though, because part of you expects to feel something, but then it's like another part of you is trying to protect you from feeling too much. One part of you expects to feel something, but the other part of you is protecting you from feeling too much. Okay? And so if you've had to process like stress, emotional pain, or repeated overwhelming stuff over and over, boom, 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 just hitting you, your system may have learned though that let's not feel all of this right now. Let's don't feel all this right now. And that's when the numbness comes in. And I can attest to that like personally, because like I had told you in a couple other videos that like when I our family had a bunch of tons of deaths back to back to back to back to back, I didn't have time to grieve one before another one came, and another one and another one and another one. It was like in a 2.5 year span. And so yeah, about a 2 year span. And so after a while, I really didn't have no tears because it was one after another one after another one. It's like you don't have nothing to process because it's so much. So this makes a lot of sense to me because I can see how like if your system is so overwhelmed with so many things at once, you don't have time to process it all. And that is the nervous system. Your nervous system slows it all down because it's too much at once. not because something's wrong with you or anything like that, but it's trying, your system trying to protect you. So that's what happens. And so, like, your mind may say something like, okay, something's wrong with me, but your body is saying, no, you need a break. Okay, so your mind is like, your nervous system and all that. And then your body is saying, no, you need a break. It's too much at once. And so, numbness is not failure, it's more so protection. Okay, and so over time, though, you don't want to stay there. It's just temporary protection because it's so much happening at once. And so it kind of protects you and turns the volume down so you don't get that big rush of everything all at once. So let's talk about some research based practical steps that'll help you when you just are numb and everything is going on and it's too much at once. One thing you can do is, like, the first thing is, like, you can acknowledge the feeling, and just by saying, you know what, right now I just feel so disconnected. It's just so much going on. I don't even know where to start processing this. I just can't. Number two, don't force the emotion. Let it return naturally. That's what I had to do. It took me a long time because I felt like, I had moved, I had got engaged. Like, after all that, in the middle of all that, I had got engaged, moved to a whole new city. Now I have my own house in my own city. Moved my son here. Like, it was, didn't know anybody in the new state on top of all that stuff. So I'm just like, this is just way too much. It was just way too much. And so you can just let nature take its course and run naturally. Number three, you can reconnect with your body, like moving, breathing, stillness. That's what I did. I got out. I started getting out in nature because that helps me, like the sun, like, the rejuvenation, just the solitude, listening to, like, my motivational stuff, doing my self development, like, all that's what helped me come back, and then moving my body, so I'm just not just sitting in one space because I work from home. And so, getting up, moving, doing my breathing exercises, my meditation, like, reconnect with your body. Four, reduce overstimulation. Okay, give yourself some space to be able to heal. Me, I'm a type of person, like, I cannot function in chaos. If there's chaos, I cannot function. So that, like, is overstimulation to me because I like peace and solitude. So for somebody who's used to peace and solitude, when you have chaos, that adds to the delayed healing. So give yourself some space, so you're not overstimulated. Also, be patient with yourself, like, because that's part of your regulation, is being patient with yourself. Sometimes it's like, it's so easy for us to be hard on ourselves and say we should have did this, we should have did this. Like me, I'm like, it took me 2 years to kind of recoup and all that, but when I did, it's like I emerged. So be gentle with yourself, and be patient with yourself. Don't try to rush things. Just kind of slowly work through the healing process of whatever you may be dealing with. Okay. And so just, remember too, like, numbness is not the absence of feeling, it's your body asking for the space to be able to heal, to start the healing journey. Okay. And even in moments like when you feel nothing, God is still present. He's always there. He's near the brokenhearted. He's always there. It's just, he tells us too to be still and know that I am God. Okay. So sometimes saying nothing and just being in the stillness will help you, because, too much stimulation can kind of actually, take a little bit longer for you to be able to heal, because you need to be able to be in solitude and whatever is healing for you. Meditation, journaling, walking, music, different things are healing for different people. Just don't have too much stimulation when you're trying to heal. Okay. You don't have to feel everything to be connected to God either. Like he knows what's going on. It's not like he wants you to just have a rush of pain. Okay. We are gonna have pain, It tells us in the Bible that in life we will have trials and tribulation. We do know excuse me, that those are coming, but he's always there with us in the midst of it. Okay. So I just wanted to stop by to give you that message. I hope this helped you uplift you a little bit if you're feeling kind of down, or if you're going through something, or if you feel like you've been numb, to help you kind of give you some clarity as to what may be going on. If any part of this message touched you, do me a favor and like. And if you feel like, oh my God, this helped me so much, and you want to join our YouTube family, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And as always, I'm wishing you peace, love, joy, and happiness. Bye.